Yo, beautiful people, this is Nadir.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This is the Games Music Life podcast, episode 332.
Whole lot of them in the books.
A whole lot. What's up, man?
Man, listen, I'm just waiting for him to put us up in the Library of Congress, you know what I'm saying, for this great art. You know what I'm saying? Just volumes and volumes. We might have beat the encyclopedia at this point.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think what it hits me is whenever the pod goes, it uploads, not the video but the audio portion. It like for some reason the way Apple Podcasts work, it updates all my feed at the same time. And literally the title of our last the emergency podcast we put up was the same title as two other podcasts had the same exact title. I'm like, yo, somebody saw the sauce being made. Pause. No Diddy. Yeah, so I was like, oh man, we're giving the people what they want, you know?
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, I gotta do it. Listen, it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week, man. I can't wait to talk about hip hop.
Yo,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we definitely gonna talk about hip hop because I think the biggest thing I want to touch on is like, we'll get to it, but certain artists when they're liked by the masses are treated differently, and I want to dial back some slander I gave J. Cole, but I also want to get on their fans more. Because
I can see that.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that when we get to it.
We're gonna get there.
I'm gonna turn the heat back on, bro. I'm cold over here.
Like today's a cold day, but tomorrow's gonna be right back in the 70s. Like,
that's why I don't want to turn it back on. I'm gonna fight through it
April,
today.
Ohio.
I know.
I've been contemplating turning the heat off.
Oh well, mine's off right now.
Okay, see, yeah.
So I turned it off a couple days ago because when it was warm, and I think what got me was the day of the daggone eclipse. Because the eclipse, it was warm. And that was the weirdest thing about the eclipse is how it went from warm to cold. Like super quick, like in the span of a couple minutes during it all. And it made me realize how minuscule we are in the grand scheme of things and how the sun is very powerful.
Very powerful. Very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Block that bad boy out, man. I'm saying we dropped a few degrees immediately to the point, like, bro, it got so bad. Like we were watching it or whatever. Toy was, I'm like, Toy got to be cold. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go grab your coat. I was going back inside to get my glasses too. She was like, get a coat for yourself. I was like, I don't need no coat. You know what I'm saying? Like, she talking about, man, we watched the clips for another 10 minutes or so, bro. I had to just fold up. I was like, man, we about to reach totality and all that, man. Let me go ahead and just go grab my coat before all that happened because it's not getting no better out here.
It was warm. Like it was a great.
It was a beautiful day.
So you know, of course, we know our wives. They bought the glasses. We had to. First of all, if you didn't have those glasses, I hope that you went and didn't get the ones that were on sale from Amazon. If people out there and you're okay, you can see today. But if you had the right glasses, it was a really good experience to see. So we're out there. The dogs are out running around. They're looking like, what's going on? Why are we all outside? You know. So they're all running around, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, like you. I'm like, man, I'm gonna thug it out. I'm hot. It's hot out here, really. I had on shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, all right, so we out here chilling. I was comfortable. In that span of like 10 minutes where I went from, do I humble myself and go in here and get some pants and a sweatshirt on because I'm going to miss it. So I had to thug it out. I stuck through it. Then it got super dark. And at the end of it, I mean, the second the moon was past the thing and then the sun started being exposed again, I ran in the crib. I got dressed. So, and I was done, bro. But it was just like we said earlier, man, you realize how powerful the sun is, you know?
Yeah. You know what, though? I do got to throw some shots at all of our old educators.
Oh, yeah.
And just the world in general when those eclipses was happening when I was a kid. Because, like, yo, I never, like, you know what I'm saying? What I thought I saw for the eclipse, man, that wasn't no eclipse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These eclipse glasses. Now, first of all, when I put the eclipse glasses on, it was pitch black. I was like, this is something different.
Right. Yeah.
This is something completely different. Then you look at the sun, it's like, oh no, this looks like something different too.
Yes. Yeah.
Like than what it looks like to the naked eye. So you know what I'm saying? That was wrong for robbing us of that opportunity. Had us making them little boxes or whatever.
Oh, that was trash.
Or also not telling us that, if you have those glasses on, you got to look directly at the sun.
Yes. Like, I didn't know that either.
There's no in between.
I was the same thing. I thought about it like, bro, I felt like I was in it was a cat I went to school with. I was in his car and he had the tint in his windows. Like, this is not right. Like, I can't see anything.
The blackout tint.
The blackout tint. Yeah. And then I looked, like you said, directly at the sun. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like I see the moon moving across. Like, oh yeah, this is the science that I loved, like wanted to see growing up. But heck no, I remember the stupid boxes they had us making. That thing was a farce, but it didn't work.
Nah, you know? I couldn't see nothing. It was like, yo, all right. They like, do you see it? You like, I think so, whatever. And then you got to pass it to somebody else.
Yeah, it was trash. I gotta think that the people from our age group grew up and knew that it was trash because this year with the eclipse, I've never really heard a lot about the eclipse as far as being like publicized as much as it was this year.
Oh, but everybody did it this year.
Everybody. Like we had so many visitors from Ohio come down. I think they said something like close to 1.2 million people flew into Ohio just to be here for the eclipse. And in years past, we'd hear about it on the news vaguely, but it was like, this was like a big event. That's what had me, as the curmudgeon old man, didn't want to engulf in it. I'm not buying them glasses. I'm not doing all this. This is a hard, like, we never talked about the eclipse before, but I see why now. I think the people, when we were younger, grew up and was like, yo, they really treated this wrong. And really, the eclipse is actually pretty dope. But I can't remember it being that dark before when the eclipse. Maybe it happened. I just didn't know.
No, I think it was because we get eclipses, but a lot of times like partial. You know what I'm saying? Like other areas of the world, like eclipses happen all the time, but they just happen in other areas of the world.
Okay.
So yeah, man. I don't know if it was just because we were in the path or whatever, but it seemed like the whole country was low key hype about it. Like you look on Facebook, everybody saw it. Like everybody went out there and watched this eclipse, and I think going forward, that's gonna be the new normal.
I think so too.
Every time that they say it, like people are gonna go out there and like be really excited to do it. But I was surprised to see people were so excited.
Oh, they were very excited, bro. Like the news shut down everything, and then I started seeing, people, like you said, coming into town, and like people were like coming in from like across the country. Like I'm going to Ohio; it's the best place to be. So if there are other eclipses that happen across the world, I wonder if people are going to travel to those areas and be able to experience that,
Yeah, there are people that, like that's what they do. Like they're like tornado chasers or whatever. Storm chasers. Like they're eclipse chasers.
Chasers.
They happen over the ocean a ton. So like imagine like if you were like on a cruise and got to see the eclipse, man, that'd be fire.
They showed one clip I saw. It was somebody on an airplane and they saw it. I felt like he probably got a cheap flight during that time. But that was weird. I can imagine being on a plane, like looking out the window, and then it just gets like pitch dark. I thought the Lord would be taking me back home. I thought that'd be it. Like,
and then just also just see I wonder, did he have the glasses on?
I don't think they had the glasses. I don't know. From the clip, from what I saw, it was like the sun was right there, but then it was like maybe they dialed it down. I'm not sure. They got pitch dark in the middle of the airplane, like while they're flying.
Yeah, I gotta see that. That sounds like that would be fire.
Yeah, I just.
But if you had the glasses on.
Yeah,
I don't know if you were below the clouds though, or if you were in the clouds. It probably sucks.
Yeah. Well, if it had been me on the airplane, I'd been asleep anyway. I'm like, you gotta drug me up when I'm flying. So
really,
yeah, I'm one of them, and I've flown all my life. But like, you know this about I get anxiety about traveling for some reason. Like I love vacations. I think everything about the vacation except the traveling. Like if you could just teleport me, which is why in 2024 I understand why we can't just walk through a portal. Like just go through the portal and I'm there. Like charge me whatever. Here, take my credit card. If I could just eliminate all the travel and I could just walk through a portal and I'm right there and then come back. Listen, I'm there. You'll get my money every time. But everything about flying, I don't know. I just get. Now mind you, I've never been scared while I'm up there. It's just getting to that up there part, and then I start thinking about it. Like, man, this thing shouldn't be this heavy in the world. Like, I mean, in the air. You know me, bro. I'm a worry word, man.
I feel you. I feel you, bro. Like, I'll be up for my flights. I don't know. It's hard to sleep on a plane. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Typically, like, I'll be traveling with my wife. She's more of the sleep person, so I kind of, keep an eye out. But if I'm flying solo, I really can't sleep because it's like, I don't trust these people.
I don't like traveling solo, period. Like, I like, even when, like traveling somewhere, like, out of town, whenever I go drop the kids. When I would drop the kids off to school, always that trip back would seem weird to me. I'm like, man, my other half should be here helping me with this. Like, I feel like I'm
like driving.
Yeah. Like I feel like I shouldn't be doing this alone. Like I'm almost like who let me out? Like what parent signed off on this to let me go do this alone? Like I don't like it, man. So flying alone, I don't know if I anxiety wise, absolutely not. I'd be an adult paying for a chaperone.
I don't even think about it, bro. Like I feel like honestly, you will not think about it. Like you know what I'm saying? You go to the airport, man. You go do the airport stuff. Get on the plane, land. Like boom, there you go. It's like
that's true.
It's just like driving to work every day, basically. It's just except for you getting. But like, you drive to work by yourself, like you be all right.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't I'm trying to think what else is really going on in the world, bro. I mean, my grass is growing out of this world. I need to cut it. Like I don't really. I think the grass is even confused in what's going on because it's cold, but then it's warm. But I need to cut the grass. The dogs were actually hopping over grass this morning, so I'm gonna have to make a decision. I'm actually might pay somebody to come cut the grass because it's too cold. I don't want to cut it.
Just wait till tomorrow, man. It's gonna warm up. It's gonna be nice.
I guess I could. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Break out the old Timbs.
Yeah.
Are you still
trying to find somebody that? Yeah. But I mean, my grass isn't ready, but it's coming. It's coming in. Mm-hmm. Fantastic, man. My man's came out here. It was worth it. He came and got it all together. Okay. But I probably won't have to cut for probably another week or so. I'm thinking.
I thought about this. I know something that ticked me off earlier this week about you. You got those military fours.
I did. They'll be soon. real soon. I don't listen. I honestly, I don't know how that happened, brother. When I sent you that text is when I entered. Like so
Nike,
I got
Nike,
there like
Nike got to get it
late.
together. They got I'm pissed off because Nike got to like. I hate that. I told you like, hey man, don't forget these are. I know you like the military force. I know you wanted them, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna do it too. Went in, put it in, and you immediately sent me the got him picture, and I immediately got that strikeout.
It was like listen, I got into that draw at like 210. I got him at like 212. I was like, there we go, finally. Nike finally got it together.
That's when I knew I didn't get him. When you said that, when you sent me the picture back and you said like got him, and I was like, okay, I didn't get that. So I know, I know that pain is coming. I know pain is coming. So sure enough, like a minute later, pain came. Once they get released to the public and everybody else can get them, I think
the drop on the way.
Yeah, the drop. I'm definitely gonna get them, but I still doesn't mean I'm not pissed off because you've been winning a lot.
I was just as surprised. But listen, those are the only two that I've entered too. I think Nike is trying to get back on my good side. They were like, man, he was buying a lot. He was entering a lot, man. Like he's been so discouraged. He's barely bought anything from us. So they gave me the bread reimagined. They was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's been watching these on the radar. These military fours, like. Hey, you've been listening, phone. You know what's up.
No, for sure. You're right about that. That's one thing I will say. Like the fact that our phones listen to us about everything else, they need to incorporate that into Nike. Whatever they got to do, Bezos, whatever my guy's name, Jobs, like whoever, listen to my phone. Hear my pain. All right, your son wants some shoes, man. Like I'm sick of it. I don't buy many pair of shoes, and I feel like my aura's off because I haven't bought a pair of shoes in like a year. So like something's got to give.
Bruh, my thing is just like, man, come on, like y'all don't. Like, this is a niche shoe. Like, how y'all even want these? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the hype beast kids, man. Like, y'all, like, what are we doing here? Y'all ain't been waiting on these. Y'all ain't did you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't done the hard time waiting for these.
And I thought that sneaker game was kind of going down a little bit. Stuff was sitting. We just talked about the ones.
Everybody money. You know what I'm saying? Real crazy right now. So
yeah. Shoot, think about money, man. I was talking to my barber. He's a realtor too. I didn't know the housing market was still crazy like this, man. Yeah. Like buying a house is just crazy. We lucky we bought our houses when we did.
Yeah, low inventory. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough out here now. And interest rates super high. Like,
right. That's the biggest thing.
I feel for anybody in the market right now. But listen, you could do it. Like, you be all right.
Oh, yeah, you can do it.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. Boy, gonna get you one.
Take it. Nanny said take chances.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But shoot, man, let's start like we always do. What we've been playing. What you been playing, bro?
Oh man, cranking out that Helldivers, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Autobots, man, or automatons, whatever they call it, man. The bots, the boys, they done came back with a vengeance. Did you play any of the downtime between? So like after we defeated them and we pushed them out of the galaxy, and we went back to the bugs for a couple days.
Yeah, you know what? I did. I jumped back in the other day. Matter of fact, what was the day? It was Thursday. So when I jumped in Thursday, it was super hard. Pause. No diddy. And I couldn't
with the bot. Well, hold on, you were back at bots.
Back at the bots, and it was like the mission. They dropped us in, and normally it was kind of spread out. So like we go to one.
Rush you. They
as soon as we drop to the point I quit. I quit the match. I didn't.
Nah, we gotta get back.
Well, see, I would like to get with the homies because when I would drop in, they weren't really throwing me back in or anything. So like when I dropped in, it was like a fortress. You had to work your way into the fortress. Well, one dude kept going into the fortress alone, so he kept dying. So I'm like, bro, we got to be strategic about this. This is the part of the game, wherever the story is at right now, that I don't see how you can really play with randoms unless you're on mic and you're kind of coordinating what's going on. Because like I said, I dropped in and it was like, bro, they just kept flying in. They would not stop. And I'm like, okay, what is the problem? Like, what is happening? And I thought maybe it was a glitch. And I just aborted mission. I powered down.
That's how. So now basically, before we were seeking, now basically we're defending.
Okay.
So like we gotta. So like I did one mission. This is when I realized that it had flipped.
Okay.
It's like I did one mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around. I'm looking for samples and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I realized like I'm low key getting rushed.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, they low key rushing me. Like, man, now I'm keeping them off me because you know what I'm saying? I'm a hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's a lot of these. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys out here. And then first of all, I realized that the clock was only like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on here?
Oh, okay.
And I needed to let 30 civilians through or whatever, protect them, basically do an escort. So I got in there. I found where they was at. Next thing I know, everybody just, you know what I'm saying, they rushing down on us. So what I realized now is you got to use that big relay shield where it creates the bubble. For these new maps, that's what you got to do now. You basically got to create a fortress.
Okay.
And so I got that, kind of hunkered down, man. I couldn't even get to 30. The extract ended up getting called. Time ran out, bro. I'm out here like they never stopped. They never stopped sending the bots.
Yeah, because they just kept flying in, and I thought something was wrong with the game. So glad you breaking this down to me, because I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, yo, who let the cats know where the fortress was at? Because they kept flying in. Yeah, they kept flying in.
Now.
So
game is good.
The game, dog.
They just completely switched the whole meta.
But that's the thing about, because I remember in the last match, I think it was me and JR was on. You weren't on this time, and we were fighting the bots, and we would come across those they're not ships, but they're like little areas, and they would have a bunch of like dead bodies there. And I remember JR was like, yo, what are they doing with these dead bodies? So they're almost like the bots are harvesting them, like they're trying to figure something out. I'm like, I don't know, but the story doesn't really tell you much. I think that's a good thing and a bad thing at times. But like I didn't know. So now it makes sense on what's going on. They're trying to like research us to see exactly where we're at. But the game is one of those things where it just keeps on evolving. And I like this model, and I wish that more developers would not everybody do it if you're not story driven, but like take the model of spoon feeding us some information, just giving us more pause, no Diddy. I think it'll make it fun. And then also charge $39.99. That $69.99 hit different.
That's the fact. Yeah. The 40, man, like, yo, that's palatable, you know what I'm saying? Like I could take a risk.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I mean, think about it. It was a risk because we didn't know anything about Helldivers. We just knew it was viral. Everyone was talking about it, but heck, people was talking about Power World, and we was like, this is Bazura. So we didn't like that, but we just took a chance on it, you know. But $39.99, it's like, oh man, I can palate that. I can't. Yeah. Like $69.99, I'm there for the long haul. We're gonna finish that.
Bro, can you even get out of Wendy's for $40?
Right. No, and don't go to Target. Don't go to.
Oh, it's over with.
Yeah, Target is. Yeah, it's a complete hustle. But you're right. Everything is expensive as heck right now. Anything else you playing though?
I fire up to 2K every day. You know what I'm saying? I log in. I just see what's going on. You know, just keep an eye on things, man. Make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me, just the same. Helldivers 2. We haven't had we'll be on this weekend. We're gonna crank that out. Pause. No Diddy.
There we go.
And then I also it's funny. No Diddy's here to stay.
No Diddy's here to stay.
And then also I played a little bit of Castle Crashers on the Steam Deck while I was in waiting times. But that's it, man. That is it. Oh,
but that Steam Deck was hitting for you.
Oh, please, bro. Yeah. So my 10-year-old Khalees, she's actually playing Genshin Impact, and I forgot how fun that game was. Like watching her.
It was good.
It is. It's a Zelda clone. She's loving it, and like this is where I know kids are like totally different with video games. Okay, kids that really care about the story. Let me say that. So she's telling me things about that I had missed. I didn't even know. So because I told her I played it. So she's down on the PS5. It's her. I'm about to buy her a PS5 for Christmas. Because I want to play mine, and she's always on. Yeah.
Nah, listen, man, just be patient, my boy.
Yeah, no, the pro. The pro's on the way.
Yeah, the pro, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a good reason to upgrade. You know what I mean? It's like, man,
there you go.
Trying to look out for my baby.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let her hold this old one.
Right.
This season one. It already got all the games on it. You know what I'm saying? That way she don't got to load up all these games. I'm saving her the hassle. You understand?
Saving dad some time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's fine. She already got that curated how she like. I ain't going to interrupt her. You know what I'm saying? Instead, we just going to start fresh.
Exactly. Start free. But yeah, so kids, like, she's playing Genshin Impact, and I was like, man, this game is so pretty. It's such a great game. I want to dive back into it, but I won't.
It's a big commitment, too.
Very much so. Very much so. Okay. I mean, that's it. Gaming news, man. Ain't nothing else is really going on. Some games came and went. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'm waiting for it to get on sale. I want to play that, but not right now. I can't do it. All right, let's talk about these sports, bro. So the NBA playoffs is about to happen. Yeah. The West Coast games did not kick my tail the other night. I ended up watching Zion. I don't know if you've watched any of the Pelicans games lately.
Oh yeah.
Zion Williamson is a complete issue.
Yeah, like he's very good.
He's very, very good. Like he looked like a bully out there, Cam. Like he looked like a bully. Him, and then also we got to talk about Wemby.
Come on now, MVP. Like, don't steal that neither. Like, I already got the trademark.
I know.
Like, chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out. Now, to the listeners, like, chill out. I already got the trademark on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want a license, holler at me, but I got you. But MVP, man, like, that's going to be it for years to come.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with the kid. Like, watching him play, it seems like it's fake. Like, it seems like he's coming down, pulling up for three. Like I don't know if you saw him last night, Kev. He got on fire. Like he got on fire. He's
17
pulling up
points
from
in 3 minutes.
He's pulling up the
It's going
logo
nuts.
from the logo.
Bro, but had Joker in a complete blender.
He did. They came back and almost won.
They did win.
Did they win? Oh, see, I went to sleep. I didn't know they won.
Yeah, Denver lost the first seed, man, to the Wolves now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
really?
There's still games to play. Yes, there's still games to play. But yeah, so Denver actually they was coming out there to play.
Oh, I did not know that.
Easy kill.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because San Antonio ain't got nothing to play for. But Pride at this point, yeah.
Really? And the thing about it, I did not see that. The West Coast games be kicking my tail. But
that's how it happened.
But they're the 1 seed, so Minnesota's the 1 seed, and then Denver's a 2 seed. They still gonna be okay. But coming down to it, man, like I don't know if you like. So watching the Laker game last night, I didn't watch the game. I was just kind of getting updates. They were in a complete dogfight with Memphis. Memphis was missing 13 players. That told me everything I needed to know about the Lakers' future. Okay, they ended up winning. They won the game. Now, if they win on to tomorrow, they will because somebody lost. There's 2 teams that lost. Oh, Golden State was one. Yeah, they'll be out of playing. Yeah. So I'm excited about the playoffs happening. I'm excited about it just getting to this point because it seemed like the regular season is kind of like no one cares. But I don't know who's gonna win this year in NBA, bro. Like it's up in the air, man.
I think Boston probably has the clearest path. Yeah,
because we don't know what's up with Giannis. Giannis had a non-contact injury. Just running down the court. That tells me.
And Milwaukee's just not good.
They're not.
Like Dame Lillard, just not a good fit. He doesn't do enough on the defensive end to make up for what Drew Holiday gave that team.
Right. Yeah. True. And Drew just got the bag too.
Yeah, he did.
Boston.
Congrats to him.
Yeah. Congrats to him. I love Drew Holiday's story. But I'm interested and I'm excited about seeing because there's so many variables. Like everyone, like every team every fan base, I should say. They have a stake in the game. Like all the OKC fans, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And I still don't think they can. They're just ready. Chet Holmgren getting Thug Life tatted on his stomach. I think that's a block. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't. I think that's gonna keep them from the promised land. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited to see who makes that ascension. And Luka's been balling. Kyrie and Luka been figuring it out.
Man, they've been looking like a dynamic duo.
They have
for real.
They really have, man. And the thing I like about them too is the fact I feel for that team they have the perfect coach for those 2 players. You know, Jason Kidd being a former point guard, I guess you never really are not a point guard, but to be a point guard and be able to coach them to that level. But Luka's been killing, man.
Yeah,
and Kyrie's been killing.
Too.
Yes, I was sorry.
Ramadan Kyrie was going nuts.
Well, he had a chef. He had a team that cared about him.
You know what I'm saying? He was going absolutely crazy.
He had a team that cared about him, bro. Like when they told me that the Nets were actually just giving my man a banana. Like, all right, here you go. Like, this is what y'all do. Like, this is Kyrie Irving right here, man. This isn't, you know what I mean? This isn't Ben Simmons. You know, get my man a chef, man. You know, like get him, you know, what he needs. Pause. You know, no Diddy. Yeah. But I'm excited about the playoffs, man. I'm not excited about seeing the Lakers. Like, Laker fans, like, I'm sorry for y'all, and I sympathize, and I feel like
can't have everything.
It just ain't gonna be it, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want Bronny. First of all, like, do we really think Bronny belongs in the league, man? Like, not because I mean, he basically just said, "Listen, I'm leaving the door open for anything to happen. I might switch sports." You know what I'm saying? Maybe football is meant for me.
To answer your question,
new journey.
No, but to put to kind of pivot a little bit on it, I believe in nepotism. You know,
yeah, that's fact.
So if he wants to play, why not? Now,
yeah.
if his name was not having Bron or James in it, and he wasn't from that ilk, absolutely not. I just don't believe I don't believe he's good enough. I mean, because the argument that some NBA players are having is like, oh, well, you know, the college game isn't for everybody, but he'll do good in the league. I don't see how that translates. I don't see how if you don't do good in college, but you are just automatically going to do good in NBA. I don't know how that really works.
I mean, like, would he benefit spending some time in the G, or like, what's up?
But do you think they're going to really allow LeBron James Jr. to be, or not Jr., but Bronny James to be in the G League? No, they're going to expect for him to be in the league. I
mean, he can get drafted by a team and have a 2-way contract, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they
just
could
go down to the G for a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be cool. I think every opportunity that he can have to succeed, I hope he gets it. And I think that with his dad being LeBron James, he's going to get all those things. But I do think that's got to be a heck of a hard spotlight to be under. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of former players' sons came into that spotlight, and they just went like Michael Jordan's sons, or one just started just selling shoes and then sleeping with his former teammate's wife. So like, he just pivoted all the way to a whole nother angle.
And that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
That's fine. Like,
exactly.
Like, it's only 14 spots on these teams. It's
right.
like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let you're good. Maybe if there's somebody else that's maybe a little bit more deserving, you know what I'm saying? Let's tip our hat. Let them have their time. You know what
exactly. But you brought up a great point when you said the number, because whenever I remember when Lil Nadir was thinking about, one of his homeboys was trying to go to the NBA, and I said at the time, I said, do understand there's only been like 2,200 players that ever played in the NBA. Ever. 2,200. That shows you how elite of elite you have to be in the league. It's hard. Pause.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can still make a career playing professional basketball. Maybe it's not in the NBA. Like, you can still have a good career, live a good life.
Oh, for sure.
But if like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, dream big, but you know what I mean? It is 14 roster spots per team. So
exactly. All right, man. So pivoting a little bit into hip hop. So Meek Mill and Wale were beefing on the socials, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I haven't seen Wale in a while, man. I was surprised
neither.
to see that first time he pops out is for beef.
Exactly. Well, okay. So I guess it was something to do with wrestling. Mind you, Meek Mill is the Meek Mill story, or the in the timeline, it's very weird right now. And I really kind of don't understand some of his actions when, like, I know you heard the Get Up when he was telling The Rock to get up. He just sounded he sounded different. I couldn't really put my finger on it. Philly accent. No, don't put that on Philly. I think some is his cadence.
Bulls.
Yeah, well, I can understand the Bulls. I'm just on his cadence. But anyways, so I guess it was something to do with Wale took a picture with one of Meek's ops, and then they started beefing. So then Meek immediately gets on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, one of the socials, and says, "I never liked you. We never were friends. I always knew you moved funny. I saved you from getting beat up on your birthday."
They always save somebody, ain't they?
Yeah, they always saving somebody. But my thing a question I have for you though, Kev, is why is it when you have a problem with someone, you immediately go to the socials to put it out? Like, what is up with that?
Engagement, man. That's what's up. You know what
engagement?
I'm saying? The engagement goes up. Yeah, you
okay.
know what I'm saying? Now people are talking about you. You back on the blog. Like, listen, these artists complain about the blogs posting them and blah, 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 blah. Man, they love that. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they beef on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, and do all that stuff. Like, man, come on. You know that drives the engagement or whatever. Like, you think
they're playing the algorithm game like that?
Absolutely. I mean, like, Meek's music wasn't doing it.
Yeah, his music still. He had a single come out today. I looked at it and kept scrolling. I'm not listening to this.
He just dropped the album or mixtape or whatever it was just a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh wow, maybe that's what the video was for. But I just kept scrolling. Didn't even know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, they got to keep the engagement up. So I get it. But I thought Wale had called it quits for the game. So I mean, I guess we're happy to have Wale back. Yeah, didn't I tell you Wale got a job the other day?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I forgot we even had that conversation. Was that on the pod?
I think I don't know.
I just randomly just telling you like.
I think especially with Wale, you'll tell me stuff like that just to kind of prove the original point we had like years ago, about because like Wallard. Because you start calling, like, why are you calling him Wallard? And then eventually, I start calling him Wallard. Like, maybe he's Wallard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of feels like it fits, right? But like, if I told you that Wale got a job, like, you wouldn't be like, I mean, I'm saying a cool job, like working at WWE or something like that. Like, he's a script writer for WWE. It's like
that would sound, cool. That would sound right on brand now. That's right. In this scope.
That's cool. Like, that's what's up.
Yeah. But him and Meek beefing on socials, it just seems weird, man. I just feel like Ross should come pull everybody into a room and talk it out. But he got his own thing going on. I'm still thinking
are Renzel and Wale cool? And like, what he got to do with these two grown men? And
True. I do miss the times of just having crews where they would tighten each other up. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody was acting out of line, or somebody was acting in a funny light, like they would have a group conversation. Like you could tell the crews back in the day that had their stuff in order. And then it was infighting that happened. Like the fall of Rockefeller was always huge to all of us because it seemed on paper or to the optics like they was just a fine moving crew. They all loved each other. Of course, brothers fight, but they had nothing was more important or bigger than what they had, the movement going forward. So that's why
that was just an image.
I know.
That was just an image,
but we didn't think about that
was just
afterwards.
A business.
It was. It was. No, it was. It was
business. Okay.
It was literally The Office. Just in that form.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Ooh, man. That's a good way to put it. Man,
It was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the, young, impressionable Nadir and Kev didn't see it that way. We like, man, he had crew. They grew up together. Then we started hearing stories afterwards like, man, State Property didn't know none of these cats. They all just came.
Literally just met these guys and was like, all right, well, yeah,
right.
Let's do it then. Yeah,
Let's make some money. But no, it is what it is. It's right on brand for Meek and Wale. I do think Wale could come out and make good music again. Meek, I'm not so sure. I think Drake.
Doors open if they either one of them, man. Mike's hot. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and step up.
Are anyone going to listen?
Yeah. No, man. Let's get to the important news. Man.
All right.
Are you watching the spring game?
What spring game?
That's what you know. What I'm saying, them Buckeyes, baby. Spring game at noon. Yes, sir.
I didn't know today. I didn't know. I'm not. I'll probably tune in. I'll be moving around a little bit, but I'll probably have it playing in the background. I'm interested to see. First of all, the thing about the Buckeyes, I know it's close. Like, we're here in Ohio, so we see more of it than anybody. But the exposure that these kids always have, and they've always had it. They've always had the exposure, but it seems like it's heightened. Like, they're trying to get their lick back. Michigan putting that spanking on y'all last year was not.
First of all, they didn't put no spanking. Like, they got by on some fluke. Like, listen, Mans could have thrown the tutty. He threw the pick, man. But if he threw the tutty, we win. So there wasn't no spanking. Like, they got by the skin of their teeth.
The fact that they won. Let me say that.
Yeah,
the fact that Michigan won is not sitting
cheated.
well.
The fact that they cheated. The fact that they cheated. Like, we ain't forgot. Like, man, listen, the title. That's why we only talk about that title, man, because it's like, man, we all know that's about to get dropped any day now.
I forgot the coaching staff. Like, they're ticked off, man. Like, there was a linebacker coach that was on the other night, and I got invested. Like, I wanted to run through a brick wall. Like, this, I don't know who he was. He had no facial hair. He was bald, and he literally through my speakers downstairs. I'm like, I want to go play football for this man. I don't know who he is, but so I'm looking forward to seeing the Buckeyes and what they're going to do this year. I'm looking to see what team they're going to put out there. But they're loaded, bro. They're loaded.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
They're gonna be good. But to kind of stay in hip hop though. Mm-hmm. So we had the emergency pod about J. Cole's apology. Mm-hmm. We had to talk ourselves through it. You saw the grown up side of it more than I would. I wanted it to be more beef. I wanted it to the hip hop nature to come out, the competitive nature to be more involved. And I didn't like that J. Cole bowed out the way he did. I didn't think it was good as an MC because you've been saying how good you are. But I started thinking about it more as the time has passed. J. Cole's always been the same person. You know, and I do believe that the minute he put that track out, he regretted it. You know, and I start seeing the backlash from people. Oh, he ruined his career. He just like, nah, he really just told us who he was the whole time.
Yeah, and I think he was misusing his influences.
Yeah, and he took the song off of DSPs. It's no longer there. He removed it.
He had to right his wrongs. I like, listen, I respect it. Like, listen, I was being completely honest. Like, I do respect that J. Cole did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I think that hip hop really needs to get away from the competitive, quote unquote, side of it, especially for the commercial music. If you want competitive hip hop, go watch battle rap. Like, that's all these guys do, man. Let them guys carve a lane for themselves. We don't need it in the commercial space. Like, man, it shouldn't be a competition because art is subjective. So, you know what I'm saying? If as long as people like it and want to consume the music or whatever, then like that should be enough. Ain't no best. I mean,
well, see, that's the best because that's a tough spot, Kev.
It's subjective.
It's always subjective, but it is different when you're saying you're the best, but then someone says, "Well, I think I'm the best, and I want you to prove it." You know, at that point, it's like, okay, now where do we go from here?
Mm-hmm. You know? I mean, but there's no way to prove it if it's subjective. Like, I mean,
true.
You get one group of people that, you know what I'm saying? One crowd might say, oh, you know, the first guy's better. Another crowd of people might say the second guy's better. Like, so nobody really proved anything. And then I think that's where it really gets sticky because it's like, well, now the only way to quote unquote win these battles is like to try to like really humiliate the other person and like tear them down, expose some deep dark secret about this person or whatever. Like it becomes a real messy game.
No, that's the part I don't understand where it got to. You know, like that's
people
where
don't appreciate the actual skill of the craft.
Well, I think that the first time, because we have seen examples of this being where it kept it fun but kept it competitive at the same time, and we saw with Kanye and 50 Cent. because we could tell they didn't like, it wasn't no malice. It was like 50's gonna do his thing to be funny, but it wasn't like, he always respected Kanye, but he definitely put it on the fans. Like, yo, who do y'all think is gonna have the better album? It was Curtis versus, I think it was My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, it might have been, but they weren't trading bars.
Right.
I think it was Graduation, actually.
Graduation. Okay, but like, where did the part come from where it was like, it had to be mudslinging? It had to be who's going to be toxic? Like, when did that come in? Because I don't think that ever was a thing in hip hop.
That is an element of battle rap, man. Like,
see, I don't like that. Yeah, that's kind of corny. Because like, even when J. Cole put the song out, we knew that he was lying. We knew that he felt he was lying. There's no way in the grand scheme of things you could ever say that, because the thing that he said about Kendrick's albums, we're like, yeah, he's not going to win this. If this is the best he's got, like, just say you're a better rapper and then kind of prove it by like telling a story or something. You don't have to like bring in stuff that's personal to Kendrick, because then he's forced to do that too. And
that's what gets the oohs and ahs. Exactly.
Yeah, but
now it's a real problem. Because you know what I'm saying, like, it's not just like a show of skill, like it's gossip at that point. Like,
now, do you believe that the show, the oohs and ahs were created when Kendrick put his verse out, or do you think it was just, I'm just saying I'm better than y'all? Do you think it created that oohs and ahs moment you're saying?
It did, but it was because like, when I listened to Kendrick's verse, it was like he didn't say nothing. What was shocking was the fact that he did that at all. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that was the reason why we were like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this is hard, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick going off or whatever. Was the fact that he said anything at all. But so to one up that, how do you one up that? J. Cole put out his offering. J. Cole fans, you know what I'm saying, it was kind of a split. Some people thought the diss was hot. A lot of people, or I shouldn't say a lot, the other side of the people didn't really think it was really all like that. And like, you know what I'm saying? So now, but once you have a mixed bag, then it's like, oh, he killed you, he crushed you. Yeah. And now you gotta, so what do? You just accept the L, or you just gonna keep going, keep going?
That's the part about it I find, like, I'm on J. Cole fans' heads about this, pause, because they're the ones that made it bad. Because now they're scrambling, like, oh well, because J. Cole to his fans have always been like, he's the best. I've been saying he's the best. I've been saying all this, and then you're like trying to prove it to other fan bases, like, oh, so now when it's him versus Kendrick, so now the Kendrick fans, it's like, so it's the fan bases that are going back and forth, and then when he apologized, it like put egg on the fans' faces. And like now, so now it's like a complete scramble about like people, because like, even when he put the diss out, it was like, oh, I told you Kendrick wasn't. Yeah, and Jay was right. J. Cole was right. You know, if we're not talking about him dissing, we ain't even talking about him. Like, no, J. Cole didn't believe that. So for y'all to ride for that, it was kind of silly.
J. Cole, what brought him up in the first
place?
Like,
exactly.
But you know what? You actually made a perfect point there. There is only one way for them to actually settle that. Like, maybe who's the best? The healthiest way that hip hop ever found was verses.
Yeah.
Play it like that in a space, a commercial space where, you know what I'm saying, all these guys are making really big records that, you know, garnering a lot of attention. It's like, yo, go take those records to the versus stage. Like, even if you want to do it like in a little bit of a battle format, whatever, cool. But it's like, yo, we saw all those guys get up on that stage. They did their thing. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, like, listen, Locks versus Dipset. Like,
yeah, I was going to say.
Like, listen, they could have really took that the wrong way. Instead, they went on tour afterwards, and it's like, yo, who cares? Let's get this money. It was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Gave us some classic moments.
Yeah, Locks got their time in the sun. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Dips let Cam down.
Oh,
but
you were so upset. Like, you were that was the best time of COVID. Because like we were talking, we talk every day, but like that moment, I still couldn't believe you were riding with Dipset. Like, bro, I don't think you realize how lopsided this is. Like, then when you started,
Cam had the hits, but then the Dip started, you know what I'm saying? They started pulling out their worst stuff. It's like, man, come on, man, don't nobody remember this, man, from Diplomatic Community 3? Like, stop, bro. Like, man, give them the hits, man, the hits only.
Right.
But you know, yeah, it wasn't looking great. But again, it's like, yo, that was a healthy platform where it's like, yo, okay, you feel like you the best, go record for record, and now we can pick the matchups that make sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know I think the versus stage would be good. But like you said, it'll all be playful, fun, competitive, but like always respecting the art of one another. Because like a lot of the verses would happen and they be bigging each other out. Like, man, I forgot about that one. Yo, you really killed on that one.
Because it's no reason not to. It's nothing personal between us. Like, we're literally just putting records back to back. See which record the people like more. Like, but either way, the people like the records, and it's perfectly okay if I like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Just this song from this artist and the same. Maybe I just like Gin and Juice a little bit more by this artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then like you said, they'll go on tour together, make a bunch of money, and then the fan bases come together. Yeah, everybody have fun. So I do wonder how that happened, how it crept in there. But immediately shifting to Drake now, where it's like, oh, Drake has this response and he's gonna say something, and it's like, really, I don't want that either, because I think that's what Drake was kind of trying to say when he was going to reply to Pusha T, because they had some real beef, like something was really going on. But I look at it and I think about this, man. Like the Metro Booming album came out, which is the second album, and I'm seeing like all these people on there. Like I saw the ASAP Rocky, I listened to that, and then I saw J. Cole. Yeah, he had to, because like, he has valid reasons.
The mother of my children. Boy.
Exactly. But everyone else on there, Weeknd's on there, and then J. Cole is on the album too. So everybody, it's like, like what's going on? Like, I still say I think it's WWE. But the question I have for you though, has Drake been on top too long? Is that what's going on right now? Like, why does it seem like everyone is kind of like this album? Like, what's going on, Kev? Because this is kind of weird at this point.
Well, I mean, ASAP had to do his thing. Like, honestly, it's like these are the guys that just had grievances with it. Like, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Drake don't come this far without getting his hands a little dirty.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, so now these guys are coming back around filing their grievances, and they just happen to be also megastars.
Yeah.
I never understood that The Weeknd was as big as he is. The Weeknd is huge.
Oh, he is.
I don't pause. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
But like, yeah, as an artist, like, man, like, yo, I didn't know he did the numbers. He's like Bruno Mars, where it's like, yo, he ain't really in my purview where I'm paying attention to his career. Massive, like absolutely massive. I'm talking up there, Taylor Swift and all them people.
Yeah. Literally singing about doing drugs and being depressed. And like that's literally his bag.
That's his bag. Yeah.
And he does it well. Yeah. He does it well. No, I didn't. I knew that The Weeknd was a big act, but to your point, I didn't realize he was as big as Taylor Swift and them either. But I don't know. You cross over and to that pop lane, they love you. They welcome you with open arms. But I do think about, though, with all this that's going on, is Drake going to say anything? Is it going to be a response musically? I think it'll be subliminals will come out. But I think only thing I would want from Drake, if you're watching this podcast, just go make some good music. And I don't know.
He got lucky. Because now he doesn't have to engage Kendrick. Like, no. Just like he can maybe like kind of address it, slip a couple bars in, and be like, see, I didn't duck and hide. But like, yeah, nah, now it actually doesn't make sense for you to really aim at Kendrick, because you should probably be aiming at Metro and then all these other guys that are filing their grievances.
True, that is very, or ASAP Rocky too. But he kind of got to wear that one alone. Yeah, leave that one alone.
Yeah, because like that.
Yeah, I think there's some
other ways.
I think it's some behind the scenes stuff that goes on with that. But like you said, it could go the other ways. And that, I think, was the problem that everyone had with J. Cole bowing out. Like, we kind of knew this was never going to be anything to go the other way. We just felt it was going to be competitive nature. But I do think that because it is J. Cole, that people were quick to point out, oh, look at his mental health, and defending him for doing what he did. From what he did was some sucker stuff MC wise. I have to say that.
Yeah,
but
he set his course straight. Oh, you talking about apologizing when suckers? Yeah. Nah, man.
Yeah, from the MC level.
Nah, he shouldn't have never put it out. He knew what's up. Like, man.
But say that. I guess say that. But I guess he kind of did.
He kind of did.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, people was hyping me up to do this, but you know what? This ain't it.
Yeah. So you J. Cole fans, take a mirror, look at yourself. You caused that. That is your fault.
Quiet. J. Cole fans been in shambles, but the problem is, it's like, yo, listen, there's no need to be like, bro, there was no shame in that. Like, I mean, like, yo, he's just telling you, like, you know what, I don't feel like spending my time on this goofiness.
Yeah,
it is goofiness. Like, who cares? Like,
no, it really
impacts our day none.
It is. It really does. And I don't know. I just want some more music to fall off. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm still going to listen to it. I'm still hoping that he's still talking his talk. Still talk. I'm the best rapper alive, and Kendrick will put out some music saying who he feels like the best rapper alive, and make good music. Because when I started listening to all those projects after J. Cole said that, and I knew immediately, I got to think that immediately after he sent out the diss or the reply, he started listening to him. To Pimp a Butterfly, like that's just a great work of art.
Yeah, man. Like, man, like, I'm saying Kendrick's whole catalog, honestly.
I know,
like, bro.
Yeah.
I've been listening to it all week, and I'm like, first of all, this guy's a problem.
Yeah.
But
Well, the song you pointed out to me, where you said you could read it frontwards and backwards. I'm like, wow, I guess I never.
Right in the middle of the album, though. It's like, right.
Leave him alone.
Right. I see what you, now, but now it makes more sense why it takes him 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's like, bro, it's gonna take a little while to get to that point. Like, but maybe y'all should cool out. Like, he's operating on a different wave, different lane. Yeah. This is a real question too. This is something else I was thinking about. Could Drake afford to take 5 years off?
Could he afford? I think so. I do.
Think so?
I do, because I think that the way or the reason that he is such a big act right now is because he's constantly putting little projects out that really, in the grand scheme of things, don't mean anything, because they lack substance. I think some of them be like satire at times, Kev. Like the Certified Lover Boy album, like when he was doing the dancing around and stuff, I get.
He's just being funny.
Funny.
That's Drake's superpower, is that he's super funny.
I think so too, but at some point, do you feel like it waters down his catalog by doing that though?
Nah, because it's no, like this is who he's been. Like, this is who he came into the game as. Like,
well, then he solidified himself as the most popular act, not the one that makes the best music.
Well, I mean, he's popular because his music is good, but like it's more so that Drake makes music for the moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds good, and it's like the soundtrack for that summer. But you know what I'm saying? It's almost like fast fashion, where it's like, okay, like whatever that other thing was fell out of favor. You know what I'm saying? Last year's, what was hyped last year ain't hyped this year or whatever. But then there's also like some things that are just timeless. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what Kendrick kind of aims for. Well, and that's why I asked, could Drake survive a 5-year hiatus? Like, if Drake didn't give us a verse for 2-3 years, if he tried to come back, would he still be on top? Could he reinvent that way?
He could, if he made great music. If he came and took 5 years off and then gave us what he's given us now, then I think we'll see him fade away. You know, if he took 5 years off and then gave us, because like it brings the question that we will talk about. We've talked about before. What is Drake's classic album? Like, if you had to say, like, Take Care was his classic album. Okay. Besides that, like, what can we like maybe piece together? Yeah, okay. If you're reading this, might be another one that will be his classic album. But what is it? Yeah. Where does it match in the grand scheme of other classic albums?
Like, I get what you're saying too, because it's like, yo, when I think about those albums, I think about how big they were for that time. Yeah, but I don't really listen to Take Care anymore. And if I did, I might not feel the same way about the music, or either that, or it's just gonna be like purely nostalgic. That it's like, oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed this song then. Whereas it's like Kendrick, I'm still like listening. I'm still picking up new things. Like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying?
I think in a lot of ways that's kind of what shifted with music these days, is because remember the acts like Jay, Kanye, they would take time to make music. You know, where they're going through experiences or whatever they had, you know, if it was a concept album or whatever it may be, but they would take time because of that very reason. And it's almost like it comes off of that this way, at least to me, like it's almost disrespectful to just throw anything on wax and then sell it, and basically banking off your popularity. But I'm left with just the music.
But it's good though. No. But I'm saying, like, in terms of Drake, like the songs are fun. Like, I mean, Drake be releasing bops. Like, listen, I'm not gonna act like I didn't listen to For All the Dogs. Like,
no.
I listened to it a lot in the car for months. It was
for
like,
sure.
I like
talked,
these records. They're fun.
We talked about listening to it, but like, I guess for me, I want stayability. Like, I'm gonna always go back to it and listen to it. Like, man, it's a lot of stuff I just put on. Like, yo, like, what's the album that had the looked like the graphic tee? It was like in the arc. I forget the name of it. The one that Drake put out.
Scorpion.
Nah, not Scorpion.
I ain't going back to Scorpion.
No, it was another one. It was another one that was like, man, I'm never gonna listen to this album again. You probably forgot about it already.
Are you talking about Views from the Six?
Nope. Hold on.
Nothing Was the Same.
Nope.
Scary Hours?
That's it.
Okay. Or Honestly Never Mind.
Honestly Never Mind. That's what it is. That one. That's the one. See,
I'll never hear that record.
But that's what I'm saying. Like some like albums like that, like when you put out music at an alarming clip like that, you have a lot of things that it's like it wasn't needed.
You can afford it though, but that's okay. If you're that consistent, you can afford to have some duds in there, because it's like, yo, you drop a dud, 4 months later you come back, drop a banger. Nobody remembers the dud anymore, but honestly, that it's hard to sustain. And maybe that's Drake's superpower. Like, Drake's been in the game 15 years.
Maybe. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's been on top too long, Kev. You know, like honestly, never mind. It's so much of a forgotten thing that Wikipedia doesn't even have the album art. They just have the name. So that shows you.
Got a lot of those out. Most of his albums are kind of like that. Nobody's listening to Nothing Was the Same. You're not listening to Scorpion. You're not listening to Views from the Six. You're not listening to Certified Lover Boy. Like literally, you might be listening to For All the Dogs and Her Loss.
Yeah, More Life was good, but that was a playlist.
More Life, but I'm saying that was really good. Like I said, Take Care even was really good. I don't listen to it though.
Yeah.
That first album, man, Nothing Was the Same.
So Far Gone?
So no. Thank Me Later.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
you listen to that?
True, but I wonder. I mean, I do think about that. Like, has he just been on top too long that someone or the powers that be or the group or his contemporaries like, well, we get this guy up out of here or something? Like, I don't know. Like, I can't think of why everyone's just dissing him because it kind of comes off. It's coming off very corny, but I'm trying to figure out what is the angle in all this. Which all I can land on internally for me is like it's WWE.
Metro just don't like him.
I get it, but why is everybody riding with Metro though?
Cause man, listen, man, they formed a band of, you know what I'm saying, disgruntled. You know what I mean? They're airing their grievances. Nah, I honestly don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Like I don't know if I like that whole like everybody and
yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Maybe there were a couple of shots or whatever.
And maybe
even the shots are
well.
So
listen,
vague.
maybe some of them aren't even shots to Drake. Maybe they're just because they were on the album. People are assuming.
Like thought Cole was dissing Future.
True, we did
just a week ago.
I mean, is it safe to say we the shots that A$AP Rocky sent out? Those were to Drake, right?
Oh,
that seemed okay. That seemed like that was to Drake. I don't know, bro. I really it seemed it's coming off like kind of weird and corny. That everyone is on, like when The Weeknd was on there, I'm like, now everybody's looking at the words that The Weeknd is saying. First of all, I don't understand some of the things he's saying when he's saying them. His voice is kind of nasally. I'm looking at the captions and like, and Apple Music is nasty for that. They're immediately putting up the captions with all the songs so you can read through them and see. They might even be pointing out that that was for Drake, while it's on there. But I don't know
the genius route.
Yeah,
give an explanation of the bars. Hey, listen, I love it.
What?
Like, listen, we got ChatGPT integrated.
Yeah,
tell me what these bars mean.
Right, but all of these, even with the Metro booming 2 albums in a row, I'm not gonna listen to this crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not gonna listen to them. It's just
actually like this. That We Still Don't Trust You. You might like.
No,
that.
I will say that Ack was playing it that night, and I stayed up and watched some of his stream because I was actually up doing some work, and I found like I put in the library like I might like this. Because I like singing Future.
Yeah,
I know you don't.
Yeah.
And I like singing Future, so I might like this one, but we'll see. All right, man. You got anything else?
Man, I think that about do it.
All right, bro. I'm about to go out here and battle this cold. But yo, be the people. This Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This was the Games Music Life podcast, episode 332. Drink more water, people. Peace.